There we go. Welcome back to today's live. We're going to be going over the top 10 gut and hormone questions that I get as a gut and hormone health expert. I've helped over 2,000 women all around the world lose 5 to 40 pounds in 90 days by healing their gut, balancing their hormones, and zero extremes. And if you guys are new to following me, I'm Elizabeth with Elizabeth Ayler Fitness. I have my 4-year degree in kinesiology, CSCS. I'm a holistic nutrition consultant, GAPS practitioner, and FDN. And I was over 200 pounds. I got down to 90. I had 15 types of parasites, H. pylori, SIBO. I was down to 3 foods. My whole body would swell. And I healed myself when no one could. And that's how I work with my clients. My motto is, in order to get that healthy body weight, we need the healthy body. So we're going to dive right into it. These are the top 10 questions that I get all on gut, hormones, metabolism, fat loss over 30, even cravings. So we're going to go right in it. The first question that I get is, why do I keep craving sugar even when I'm eating clean? There's 4 key components to this. The first one is going to be blood sugar swings. If you ever just eat a bowl of fruit, I call it the naked carbs, what you're going to realize is that 30 minutes later, you're hungry again. You're craving something sweet. Now, if you take that fruit and you make a smoothie with it, you add in there your hemp seeds, your avocado, your coconut milk, you add your protein in there and your berries. The carb, the fat, the protein, and the fiber, it's going to stabilize your blood sugar levels so that you're full, you're satiated, and you're not having those spikes in insulin. So it's going to help big time with cravings versus just eating a naked carb. 3 other key components of cravings. The next one is going to be gut dysbiosis. When we have an imbalance of the good and bad bacteria in the gut, maybe you were on multiple courses of antibiotics as a child or throughout your life. Maybe you drink tap water that has, a lot of antibiotics leached in there, or, there's endocrine disruptors, there's plastics in there. There's so many different ways that we can have that imbalance. If you're that person that gets UTIs all the time, yeast infections, even sinus infections, when we have an imbalance of the good and bad guys, what happens, it creates dysbiosis. That could signal the brain to have more cravings. So it's not always about willpower. It's about, we need to look deeper at our gut and our gut health. The third key component is going to be stress. Let's face it. Stress is such a big trigger of us having these hormone imbalances, thyroid issues, bloating, and all these gut issues, because we live in a day where we wake up, we grab our phone, we're so stressed out trying to do everything. And stress and cortisol, that is literally going to have, your cortisol is your fight or flight response, okay? So when cortisol is high, your body's going to crave the quick energy sources, sugar, carbs. And then the fourth and final one is going to be low serotonin or even dopamine. And these are your neurotransmitters, and they're tied to food reward. So if we have low serotonin, low dopamine, sugar becomes that fastest fix to really feed that and help you and like, that's why we have those cravings. So big solution with cravings is stabilizing our meals with the protein, slow digesting carbs, addressing our gut health, and really regulating our sleep and our stress and our cortisol levels. Now, we're going to be going to the next one, and I'm going to be covering so much, so stay tuned to the end. But if you are listening in for the first time this week, I am officially launching my free masterclass. I am going to be teaching you guys the exact step-by-step formula that I use to help over 2,000 women lose 5 to 40 pounds, get their libido back, energy back, eliminate bloating, balance their hormones, and feel their healthiest self up into their 50s, 60s, and 70s. I call it my belly fat solutions. And if you drop reset below on my Instagram, I will send you over a DM with the exclusive link. And if you're on my YouTube, after I post this YouTube, I'm going to be putting everything in the description and the comments for you to sign up. But I am only opening it to 500 people, and we already hit 50% capacity in less than a week. So make sure you sign up today, drop reset below. I'll send you a DM, or on my YouTube, I will have everything in the description. This next question, I actually get so much working with, so many women, really when it comes to the scale. So the question is, why does my weight fluctuate so much day to day? I'm going to take this question more in the relation to women over 30. The first key component is going to be cortisol and stress. When we're in a place where we could be in a severe caloric deficit, over exercising, doing a lot of intermittent fasting, then you're trying to be a mom, a CEO, a businesswoman, you're go, go, go all the time. Sleep is going. This chronic state of stress increases cortisol, and your body is going to actually retain water, especially in that midsection. I'm that individual that I used to deal so much with chronic stress. I was on antidepressants growing up. I had such severe anxiety and OCD, and I would be eating the cleanest diet out there, but just the scale go up 4 or 5 pounds due to a stressful day. So that scale jump, first reason, chronic stress. Other reason is going to be our hormone cycle. So estrogen and progesterone, when it starts shifting either closer to our period or when we're hitting perimenopause, going into menopause, that can cause around 2 to 7 pounds of fluid changes in the body. And this also, when we're getting closer to our cycle, it could slow down our transit time. So you may feel more constipated, more gas, more bloating. All of this is hormone shifts in the body. I used to actually track my cycle on a calendar because I had so much food sensitivities that the 17th through like the 24th, I would just start getting constipation, gas, bloating, think it was the food that I was eating, then cut food out. And once I started tracking everything, I realized the relation with my cycle and was able to kind of correlate the two together and then see afterwards how everything kind of came back together. So I love having my clients, even if they're in a place where they're getting off birth control and they're very irregular, start tracking their cycle to see where we're at. Two other things that I want to mention is salt and electrolytes, because if you just find yourself eating out more, having more processed foods, they rack that stuff up with sodium. Sodium, potassium, and magnesium are 3 electrolytes that balance each other out. So if you realize maybe it's Thanksgiving and you're eating more of the pierogies and the honey baked ham, that stuff is loaded with so much sodium. The scale could shift up so much, 4, 5, 6 pounds the next day. If you have a dinner that's heavy in salt or more processed food that week, that's a big thing that can cause the shift in the electrolytes. And then another thing is going to be that gut motility. If we're that individual, maybe we have thyroid issues, slowed gut motility, we're not going to the bathroom, that gut, gosh, guys, like, that is a big reason the scale can go up if you're not pooping on a consistent basis. And there's so many other reasons, inflammation in the body due to working out and overtraining. There's so many other things that could actually correlate to the scale going up, but I just wanted to name a few. And for everyone hopping on, before we go on the next question, I am launching my free live Belly Fat Solutions Masterclass August 28th. I am sharing the exact step-by-step solution to lose stubborn belly fat, but permanently. You don't want to miss this. Drop reset below. I will send you over your exclusive invite, and I'll have everything in the description of my YouTube video as well. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is going to come down to women over 40 struggling with fat loss. Since that is my expertise, I work with women 35 plus up into their 80s, even women with hysterectomies, Hashimoto's, thyroid issues, PCOS. And they go to their doctors. The doctors say your blood work looks normal. It's just an aging process. And it's not age, it's the hormone shifts in our body. There's a few things going on. As we're hitting this perimenopause time, getting towards our 40s, for the next 10 to 15 years, we're going through perimenopause. Menopause is one day. Perimenopause is a time where we really need to hone down on our health, not do the extremes. The first thing is we're having a decline in our estrogen. This can cause more belly fat storage and less insulin sensitivity. If you look at your hormones, I'm an FDM practitioner, so some of my clients actually do hormone testing on like the Dutch test. You could have your hormones completely tanked, but still have the estrogen dominating. And this is a big thing. We got to look at our liver and all of our detox because that could really create that belly fat. The other thing is we have a drop in our progesterone. When we have a drop in that progesterone, that could increase cravings, that could increase bloating, and even fluid retention too. And progesterone, it's your calming hormone. So even anxiety can go up. The other thing is thyroid slowdown. I see so many women get their thyroid test, and the truth is the doctors do not run the right test for your thyroid. They test your TSH and your T4, not your T3, which is your active form. And it's very common. Like I said, so many women have this and it goes undiagnosed. I'm a thyroid girl. Almost, I would say 85% of my clients, they don't know they have thyroid issues and we find out they do, or they've had it for a long time and they've been on medication for a very long time too. And by the way, by healing their gut, we're able to get them some off medication. Some of them, thyroid antibodies disappeared, and some of them just a big decrease in their medication as well. But your thyroid, it regulates your metabolism. Extreme dieting, not getting enough food, chronic stress, all of those actually impact our conversion of our T4, which is our non-active thyroid, to our T3, our active. So if we're doing these extremes, we're chronically stressed, we're not sleeping good, all of these impact your thyroid, the extreme diets, I mean, and that's going to regulate your metabolism. So going harder in perimenopause and menopause sometimes can backfire, especially on that thyroid, losing hair, sluggish metabolism, no energy, no motivation, no bowel movements, constipation going on, guys. And then one other reason why I see women over 40 struggle is loss of muscle, because if we're not training the right way, if we're not hitting our protein intake, but also not just hitting protein, because everyone says eat more protein, having the right gut health to actually denature your protein and break it down into your amino acids, into your neurotransmitters, all of that impacts. You're not just what you eat, you are what you absorb. So if we're doing Ozempic, if we're not getting enough protein, if we don't have good gut health to actually break down our protein, to absorb it and assimilate it, we're going to be losing more muscle. And when we lose muscle, it's going to slow our metabolic rate and make it harder for us to actually see the body composition change, but also ramp up the metabolism and see that fat loss that we want. Now, we're going to be going into the next question. I have a few more for us. Let's see here. I want to hit some on, I love this one. What is one health myth you believed for years and turned out to be completely wrong? I would say the biggest one for me was the calories in versus the calories out approach. When I was over 200 pounds, everything I believed in was, 0-calorie water, Special K, eat less, extreme cardio. I was doing insanity on top of running, on top of going bodybuilding, living off of those little 500 to 1,000 calories a day, pushing my body so hard. And what I realized, well, that may work and be so extreme when you're younger. When you get older, your health matters more. That is no longer going to work for you, and you're not going to feel good doing it, and it's going to tank your hormones and make you worse. A really good example of this is my client, Gina. She lost over 50 pounds working with me. We started at 900 calories. She's at 1,600 to 1,700 now. She came to me. She was an athlete and she tried everything. She did Ozempic. She had the lap band surgery. She had thyroid issues going on because of chronic stress. She had such severe fibromyalgia to where she would have to sleep all weekend just to have enough energy with her kids, and a whole other host of gut issues. By healing her gut, guys, she dropped that weight eating more calories. And we have now full energy. She feels better than she did in her 20s. And it wasn't by cutting her calories and adding in more cardio. Because she had chronic fatigue, we started off with body weight workouts 3 days a week. We worked our way up to now she has the energy to train 5 days because she loves it with weights and everything. But everything was through healing her gut and balancing her hormones. And I really believe that for women over 30 and 40 and 50, if you don't feel right, if we have low energy, chronic cravings, gut issues, bloating, the extremes aren't going to get us where we want. The crazy intermittent fasting isn't. And that's everything that I'm going to be teaching in my free masterclass. So if you're not officially signed up, we're 50% full now. It is absolutely free. It is 2 days before my birthday, so August 28th. And I'm going to be sharing with you guys step by step how to lose stubborn fat by balancing your hormones, healing your gut, getting your libido back. So drop reset below. I will send you a DM on my Instagram. And if you're on my YouTube, I'm going to be posting everything in the description below. Now, we're going to hit a few more. Ooh, why do I feel bloated even when I eat healthy? So everybody's body is different. And the one thing that I literally hate is all of these supplements all over social media saying, have this pill and you're going to be less bloated. Take this greens powder and it's going to fix your gut. That is the absolute furthest thing away from it. I had 15 types of parasites, H. pylori, SIBO, mast cell activation. I spent thousands of dollars on supplements because I just wanted to feel better. I would come home, have a reaction to it, and just feel so much setback. A lot of these powders and pills and everything in the industry, they're filled with fillers, sugar alcohols, binders, citric acid. A lot of it's made from black mold. So if you have mold issues going on, or even Lyme disease, these could trigger inflammation in the body and make you worse. One probiotic may work for one individual, but someone with SIBO or mast cell activation or yeast infections, it can make you worse. So everybody's body is different, and eating healthy for one person may be completely different for another. I work with clients all around the world with chronic gut issues. I mean, SIBO, H. pylori, mast cell activation, mold, Lyme disease, Hashimoto's, acid reflux, EOE. That's just to name a few. And I heal them in 90 days, and none of them have the same protocol. All of them are different. On my YouTube, I have a playlist called Case Studies Playlist. Check it out. They come on, they share their whole healing story. But coming back to why I feel bloated when I eat healthy, if we have low stomach acid, your food could be sitting too long in the stomach and fermenting. If you have poor motility or thyroid issues and they're not going to the bathroom, you're going to have fermentation and gas in the gut. Stress is going to put your body into a state of sympathetic response. It's not going to be going towards digestion. And that's just to name a few. And that does not mean you go throw in a probiotic and you go take, HCl supplements, because if you have gastritis and all these things going on, it can cause more gut issues, more inflammation. So please do not follow anyone else's protocol. Don't fall into the myth of buy every supplement out there, because it's about really working with your body and getting to the root cause. And if you need help healing your gut, DM me Ready on Instagram, or I'll even put it in the show notes of the YouTube, my application to work one-on-one with me. I take on 1 to 2 private clients per month. I heal them. I teach them what took me over a decade to learn, and heal their gut in 90 days, getting their health back. Now, we got one more big one for you. I'm scrolling through, and we're going to be doing these more often. I want to find one that really is going to relate to you guys. Let's see. Why do I lose weight at first and suddenly stall? I love this one. So there's something called metabolic adaptation. When we start any type of caloric deficit, adding in cardio, cutting our calories low, you may initially lose weight, but your body is going to respond, and everyone is different based off of your genetics, your past diet history, the amount of muscle we have on, our stress, our hormones. But that is going to become your new maintenance calories over maybe 6, 12 weeks. So then you have to cut further. If we're already on low calories and we're just taking it to where You cut to 1200, you're adding in, 45 minutes of cardio a day, and that becomes your new maintenance. Then you're going to have to get in another deficit of 3,500 calories to continue to lose weight. So it's not always back. I see so many coaches immediately take their clients to very low calorie diets. They see weight loss in the beginning, but what happens when that becomes and their metabolism adapts to that? Where do we go from there? With my clients, I look at things differently. A lot of them come to me on 900, 1,200 calorie diets already. 98% of my clients are losing the 5 to 40 pounds, eating more food per day, because I'm looking at the other factors. I'm looking at how's our thyroid and our metabolism working? How is our sleep and our stress response? Because that's when we're making our human growth hormone when we're sleeping. How's our gut working? Are we actually able to break down, absorb, and assimilate our nutrients? How's our energy going? When our body and our health starts coming back together, fat loss becomes easy. And that's what we want. So I'm all for my approach is no extremes, but it's a root cause approach as an FDM practitioner. And again, if you're not a part of my free live masterclass, I'm going to be going into all of this on there. My 3-step solution to shed fat, eliminate cravings, boost your energy, heal your gut, balance your hormones, hello libido. And I only have 250 spots left. So DM me reset. You could drop reset on this live on my Instagram, and I'll send you a DM. Sign up today because I'm talking about this on all my platforms. It's going to be big. I have a big birthday surprise that I'm going to be going over. And then on my YouTube, I'll put everything in the description below. But thank you so much for joining me, guys, today. And when I post this video, I would love if you would actually post in the comments any topics that you would like me to cover on in the future, whether it be more on gut health, more on hormones, more on your metabolism. Be very specific. I create all this content for you guys, and I just want to help one person every single day. Love you guys.